TJ Too Smooth Treasure One and you see what the hell is going on right now. Well, maybe you don't. Matter of fact, I know you do because you see the title, you see the thumbnail, and today we are going to give my baby, the CTS COUPE, the new addition to the channel, her first wash in my possession. Now, they offered to wash it at the dealership. I said no. I said I'm gonna do it myself because I have plans, y'all, and these are my plans. As you can see, I want to do a semi-touchless wash. Even though I am gonna touch it, you're gonna see me wipe the car down. You're gonna see me use these, I believe it's called Shinling. I'm gonna be using this Shinling on there on the top of the car and the bottom of the car. But that's just for this first wash here because I want to detail it like a professional would if it was to come to a luxury dealer for the first time. I did my research and I found that this is everything that I would need, okay? And on this table we have a snow foam blaster, okay? This is by Black Max, and I'm gonna put a link down below. It even came with a all-purpose detergent. Now this detergent is, I guess, for anything. It says for, yeah, this is an all-purpose detergent. It says that it's for vehicles, sliding glass doors, and windows. But I'm not using this. I'm not gonna use this. It seems just a little too strong. It's very concentrated in a very small bottle. So I went ahead and I bought two by mistake. I did not mean to buy two car shampoos, but I bought two car shampoos. This one right here is a snow foam wash. It's pH balanced and it's not going to strip off any waxes. We will not be using that today. In the next wash that you see on the channel, that's the wash that we'll be using. But we're going to use this Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash. So with this right here, it comes in 3 stages. They say with 3 ounces, it removes dirt and grime. 6 ounces removes mud and salt, and then 9 ounces removes dust and soap. Dust and sap. That's like tree sap. So basically with this stuff, the more you use of it, the more crap it'll strip off the car, which is what we want because this car has come from Miami, Florida. We drove it all the way back up. It was raining the day we drove it back up. I've been driving it to work every single day. It's covered in dust, definitely tree sap, definitely some bird poop on there. There's some dead bugs on the front. And I'm gonna give you guys a close-up view of all of that so you know that it needs this wash. 16 microfiber towels. I have some tire shine, all wheel cleaner. The reason why I got all wheel by Meguiar's, which is more expensive, I have painted brake calipers, and I do not believe that these came from the manufacturer. I think these actually were aftermarket. And this is the only all-wheel cleaner that said it was safe for all paint, all clear coat, whether it was manufactured or not. Okay, there were even one of them, I believe it was Hot Shine, that said do not use on non-factory clear coat. So I didn't want to mess with that. I didn't want to have my my brake calipers peeling off on me because I cared for the car, just because I wanted to wash it. So I got the all-wheel cleaner, the safe one. I have protectant wipes. Now this is really to like clean the interior. I'm gonna like really focus on the seats, that in, and really let that set in. And of course the neighbors are gonna start lawnmower in the middle of my talk. So as far as a wax goes, I did want to give it some type of a wax, some type of a protectant after I strip all of whatever is on there off of the car, and after I spray it with my pressure washer, which by the way is about 1700 psi too strong. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand back from the car a little bit while I spray it down. But anyway, to give it a little bit of a shine, I got this Turtle Wax Ice Spray. Now this stuff right here is better than just that regular Turtle Wax. I love the picture that it has on there. It's got a CLS Mercedes, and the way that thing is shining, I had to say, man, you know what, let me grab this and try it out. So let me give y'all a close-up view of the car and let you see just how dirty it is and all the stuff that I want to get off of it. So if you can see, this car, again, like I told you, is pretty low mileage. It doesn't have that many swirls. It does have some spider webbing though. So not a whole lot of love marks all over this car. The clear coat on this Cadillac really has held up phenomenally since 2012. But I wanted you guys to see that it does have a diamond flake. This is a specialty color. This is called diamond black, okay? And that's the color that we're trying to get out. We're trying to bring out of this Cadillac, all right? But I want you guys to see just how dirty it really is. Can you see the dripping that's coming off the trees all over the car? I still have the dealer car number on there. Got to get that off today. The roof has a bunch of spots all over it. Look at that. Spots everywhere. Spots everywhere. 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 It has rained on this vehicle and knocked a lot of the bird poop off of it, which, you know, thank God for that. But it's really just time to really detail this car and get it looking the way that it's supposed to look and not so dirty. If you take a look at the wheels are definitely filthy. I got a lot of dirt and grime on the wheels. So you guys see the mess that we are tasked to clean up today. It's not supposed to rain, but this is South Florida, so most likely it's going to rain. If there's an overcast in South Florida, it's gonna rain. So we're gonna wash this thing, get it nice and sexy before the sky pisses all over it.
All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray the all-wheel cleaner onto the wheels, and this is gonna start turning purple as it removes that brake dust and all that iron that's all over the rim.
I don't know why, but the passenger side was the dirtiest rim. I don't know why, but the passenger side front wheel is the dirtiest. Take a look at that. Dog, it is literally drizzling right now. It is a 10% chance of rain today. 10% chance of rain. And Florida is just taking advantage of the whole 10%. Yeah, so it has been about 4 minutes, maybe even a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and spray off all of the stuff that's on these tires. Let's get it. Let's rinse it off. And just like that, y'all, it's fucking raining, bro. It's raining. Wow, y'all, a 10% chance of rain today. And it started fucking raining. 10% chance. I do have a feeling that within the next 30 minutes to an hour, it's going to blow over. If you look off into the distance there is a gleam of sunlight, and this is how it works here in Florida. All of the hurricane will pass over in about an hour, and then that's what's waiting for us in the future.
Soon after.
Like I said, 10 minutes later, the sun is out, birds are chirping, and it's lit. For my next trick, so for the next step, we're gonna go ahead, rinse the whole whip off, pressure clean it down. So let's get into that. Yeah.
Treasure one.
Yeah. Ooh, one-on-one, I take you. One-on-one down. There's still grime. There's still things all over the car, which there should be, because that was only pressurized water. There has been no detergent, no soap, no shampoo at all on this vehicle. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, and the moment I've been waiting for, we're gonna spray foam this thing down. Let's get it. Not so much. A little bit more going. Sheesh. This is fun.
Riding around city in the coupe, take flight. Tint so black, can't see shit at night. And the nigga speeding on the way to the pipe. Hit me up, like pick me up, I might. Cold hearted, baby, don't get me started. 20 feet from the whip and I started. 20 deep when we get in the party. Find a bad one who wanna leave with me. Hit it once and she won't get up off me. Sip a drink like I'm sipping the coffee. Kept her close, she was doing the most. A nigga left and now it's killing her softly. Run it up and run it back till you faint. Rack it up, pull it out of the bank. Reinvest and you double up. If it's dirty money, clean it out in the sink. And I've been shipping them out. Going hard, ain't no such thing as a drought. Ate it so good that she caught herself squirting. I think I just let the bitch piss in my mouth. All on my bed on my face. We don't acknowledge the hate. Got enough shit on my plate, but fuck it though, give me some more cause I'm trying to be great. One-on-one, I'll take you. One-on-one, they don't make two. Pretty bitch, 2 tattoos. Told her come through and make moves, yeah. Ooh, yeah. All my dogs making moves, yeah. Stepping new gym and shoes. Look at you like what it do. Ooh, one-on-one, I'll take you. One-on-one, they don't make two.
What I do is I'm gonna allow all of that soap to drip down. Almost to where it's completely off the car. If you see that, guys, this right here, this pollen buildup, this is what I want to get off the car. It's everywhere. You might see these large deposits here, but there are little small pieces of it all over the car. So definitely getting that off today. 3 minutes now, so let's go ahead and rinse it off. Now I see what that dude was talking about. The guy that I follow, I put his name on the screen. Bro, if this isn't on securely enough, that shit'll fly off and just hit the car. So be careful with that. Aim at the ground first. All right, so what y'all about to see me do here is foam the car down in the top of the car, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off with that Sheenling rag and go ahead and just really, I don't want to say the word scrape, but I'm gonna put a little muscle behind it, and I'm gonna get this dirt and this grime off of the top part of this car. I'm gonna do my best not to scratch anything. The car does need to be clay barred, but that's gonna be for another time. Right now, you're just gonna see me wash off the top. I'm gonna do the same for the bottom, and then we'll move on to detailing the interior, okay? So let's make it quick for y'all. Also, you're gonna see me dip my rag back into the bucket frequently. Every time I wipe the car and I wipe a panel and I wipe a section, I dip it back into the bucket and I rinse it off because I don't want to get anything that was caught up on that rag back onto the paint. Now what you see me doing here is spraying the bottom half of the car. I'm going to spray it down, wipe it down, and we're just going to move straight into the garage where I start to wipe the car down with my ice wax from Turtle Wax. All right, so now that the car is dry, we're gonna move the operation inside the garage, okay? I got off most of the spots that could come off. All bird poop is gone. Most of the pollen. There is some tree sap on this vehicle, and there's a little bit of a texture to the paint all around it. Again, the person who had this before me, not exactly sure what they did to the car, not exactly sure how they took care of it, but it definitely needs a clay bar. I'm not clay barring it today, but what I will be doing, I'm gonna go ahead and detail this car, spray it down with I believe it's called Ice Wax by Turtle Wax, and really get it to shine. And we're also gonna clean the interior. So again, y'all, this is my first time ever really going over this car, ever. It still has, like I said, that dealer number up there at the top. We're gonna scrape that off the glass. We're gonna get the glass sparkling and the interior smelling good, looking good. You know, the leather's already very clean, but I just wanna make sure I cleaned it. You know, I wanna make sure I conditioned the leather, you know, just so I know what was done to the car now that it's in my possession, you know? So let's go ahead and knock that out and get you guys some good footage.
So what you guys see me doing now is going over my wheels and detailing the wheels with a damp rag. I put just a little bit of detailing spray on the rag with some water, and I'm gonna wipe off all that excess brake dust that didn't come off with the pressure sprayer, because the truth is the pressure washer doesn't get off all of the dust, and neither does that wheel cleaner. The wheel cleaner is like the catalyst that starts it all off, but you do have to get down there with it. Nothing beats a little bit of elbow grease. And right now I'm spraying Tire Shine by Turtle Wax. Now this Tire Shine, it works pretty well. I would say that you would need at least 2 coats of it. The first coat goes on nice and clean, but it does dry out pretty quickly. And maybe it's because my tires were dirty, but hey, you need more than 1 coat. I probably should have did that on camera spray 2 times so you guys could see what it would look like. But I made sure I sprayed it on every wheel, and it does turn out looking pretty damn good, if I do say so myself.
All right, guys, so I have decided that the green towels are for the exterior, the blue towels are for the interior. I went ahead and I wiped off all of the wheels with a separate green towel. That one has been discarded of. And now I'll also spray the tires, which I'll spray them again as it starts to dissipate while we're in here from the heat. But now it's time to detail. The instructions on this ice spray wax are to wash and dry the car. Spray this on a clean, dry area, 1 panel at a time. So it's not one of those instant waxes where, matter of fact, I actually have that. The boom. So wax and dry. This stuff right here, when the car is wet, you just spray it on and then you wipe the car down, and you know, it gives you like a pseudo wax and kind of like a protectant against a light rain or something like that. But this right here is apparently an entire wax product in a bottle. You spray it on in a light mist, you wipe it down, flip the towel over, wipe it again, and it's supposed to give you a great shine and a protectant. Now, I want to do it on this panel because there are a couple spots where I found some paint correction on this car. So I want to see, like this right here, you can see it in the camera. I want to see what this does to that and if it makes it look any better. So I think this is a good angle. Let's get even closer here for y'all. And let's try it out. Take our towel, fold it, spray going. Okay. 1 panel at a time, right? That's a light mist. It's hazing up slightly, just slightly. And now we're gonna wipe it off. Flip our towel. Wipe it again. Okay. It's a little bit slicker. I think you can see that in the reflection there. It's a little bit slicker. It didn't do any disappearing acts on like on the paint correction or anything like that. But it's not bad.
All right, y'all, so what you're gonna see me do is go ahead and finish this up with this wax. It's a pretty good wax, honestly. If the paint on the car wasn't so sandy and gritty, that's why I need to clay bar it, then this would have laid on a whole lot smoother. And I need better microfiber towels. But if the paint was just more accepting of the wax, then it would have been, you know, a much nicer deal here. It does turn out to be beautiful, but, you know, if you own a car and you wash it yourself, you just know what the car needs. I know this car needs to be clay barred, and it will be. And it needs to be polished before it gets waxed, and it will be. But you know, that's just me being me. It does show up to be a beautiful, beautiful shine at the end, and you guys will check it out.
The spray ice wax to the entire car, and it looks a lot shinier, I have to say. There are some spots on the car that are raised up, like I mentioned before, so it caused my rag to leave behind some fibers on the vehicle. But other than that, this thing looks beautiful. Let's go ahead now clean the glass and the interior. Let's do it.
So I'm wiping this down with a wet towel, and I'm also going to end up spraying it with some dry and wax by Turtle Wax. I didn't want to do too much to the door jambs. I just wanted to get all of that dust off, all of that grime from people stepping into the car, that dirt from their feet, whatever. Wipe that off, and then, you know, wax it, give it a little bit of a shine. I'm not going to spend too much time on this process. I'm going to get through this and then show y'all what I do to the seats, because the leather, I'm not going to say it was distressed, because the leather is actually really, really good in this car. It's kept really well. But it was soiled from, you know, people touching it, leaning on it. It did have, like, you know, just human sweat oils on the leather. So let me show y'all that process now that you know what I did to the door jambs. Now, I do have these wipes here by Armor All. I honestly do not like these things because they do say that it's protectant, but what it really does is it cleans the leather. So there's a chemical in there that's actually stripping the leather of its moisture, stripping it of any oil on top of it, and it's drying the leather out at the end of the day. And that's really what happens here. If you were to do like I'm doing and wipe down that leather surface and then wipe it down with a microfiber, you're going to see that it pulls up dirt and a little bit of color at the same time. So I'm doing this simply because I want to clean it from anybody prior who's been in the vehicle and get their sweat off of my leather. And then afterwards, you're gonna see me condition the leather. I have a spray-on conditioner by Meguiar that works so well. I used it in my last Cadillac. It had the leather looking just immaculate. So you guys are gonna see me do that, and this is the process you see. So just to be clear with y'all, don't use these wipes on leather surfaces unless you're gonna do like I do and completely condition the surface afterwards. Use these type of wipes on the dashboard, on your steering wheel, or even on the plastic in the interlay of the car. But don't use it on leather because it will strip the leather of its moisture.
This entire seat has been cleaned. Now it's time to condition the leather. As a matter of fact, before we condition the leather, we're gonna condition this panel here and give y'all a close-up. All right, so you see the panel, you see some discoloration here. You know, some overspray got onto it from the seat. It's supposed to wipe off the excess, which is what I'm doing now. All right, so this is pretty much dried out from the cleaning pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that Meguiar's there, right on top. I'm gonna fold up my microfiber towel, and I'm gonna work it into the surface. You guys are gonna see just how beautiful and black this gets. That is just sexy as hell right there. Now, as that sets in, it's gonna lighten up on some spots. And when it does, that's when we're gonna go back over it and work in more of our conditioner. All right, y'all, so if you take a look right here is lighter than here. And that's pretty much where, you know, I've always put my hand here. And that's where anyone who drove the car, they put their arm there. So this part is just not as well conditioned as the rest of the car. So we're gonna spray a little bit there and a little bit there, just a couple of drops, because back here we do have a little bit of a scarring on the leather. We're gonna work this in. All right, we're gonna work that in. And really condition it. Really give this leather a chance to soak that up and pop. All right, and just like that, it damn near looks brand new. Now let's do the driver's seat. All right, so while that kind of like cures and sets in just a little bit, we're gonna leave the doors open. Let's do the glass windows. Here we have a regular window cleaner that I got from the dollar store, okay? I was gonna go all out while at Walmart, and I was gonna grab a aerosol cleaner and all this extra shit. But honestly, I spent about $100 and something, and I didn't want to just keep adding more onto it. So this is good enough for me. Oh yeah, y'all can definitely see the watermarks on this window. So now you get to see exactly how well this dollar store cleaner works. Wow. Look at that black diamond finish. My goodness. I could not have asked for a better outcome than this, y'all. I mean, all the products are gonna be in the link in the description below. That black diamond is gleaming. I have never seen this car clean, and I could not have asked for a better outcome than this. Look at the seats. Seats are well conditioned. Woo, smelling good. Handles cleaned and conditioned. Let me go ahead and turn her off. All products in the link below. Let's get y'all some moving shots of this vehicle so you can really see just how pretty she is in the sun. Sheesh. Black diamond